Now we just finished this particular DLC, Hallowed Hollow. So from here we can try something else, a different DLC. The name of the game at this point is to keep grinding up through the levels until we get to level 80. Then we can take a shot at Digistruct Peak. See what Maya's like running the peak. I've tried 0, so I've got a feel for what it's like with 0. Interested to see what Maya will be like. Let's just check this particular green adaptive shield. Oh, the one we currently have is level 67, and I like it better anyway. So we'll keep the one we currently have. Seems to be better pretty much across the board apart from recharge rate. But I don't care too much about that. I'd rather have the other stats up. So the skeletons on this DLC are particularly tricky, particularly the good old crystal skeletons. They're always a handful. Now that we've finished this DLC for the time being, the Hallowed Hollow, we can keep rolling through the mercenary ones, or we can jump over to a different DLC. Maybe we'll just keep going with the mercenary ones. Let's try Wham Bam Island next. This is a pretty one. Colourful tropical theme for this one. We do have those savages to deal with, the witch doctors, which are always a pain to deal with. You get a lot of those on the Sir Hammerlock DLC, and you get they make an appearance here as well. Nothing interesting in the shops here that are next to the spawn point. I don't think you find anything hiding out here. So here we go.
Welcome to Bomb Island, Pandora's #1 vacation resort. After Lilith and the others arrive, our Fertility Day festival can begin. Come find me, will you?
Hey, killer. Go ahead and get the Fertility Fest started without us. Brick's still packing and Mordecai's trying to shove his bird back into its cage.
Talon, you get in the cage. I'll feed you skaghead, eh?
Where's my tuxedo t-shirt? It's a t-shirt, but it looks like a tuxedo. I'm wearing for slow dance.
Vault Hunter, I'll get back to you.
I think you can squeeze up here and access this chest up here. I'm full at the moment. I should sell off some junk at the shop, and we can see what's in that chest. So this is a satisfying time to break those eggs. I like breaking the eggs. Satisfying to smash the eggs on this particular DLC. Hello Mystique, how are you going? Let's see what junk I can get rid of. Oh, we've got a bunch of class mods we can sell off by the look of it. So let's sort by type. Get rid of these Dahl rifles. We don't need these ones. And this TDR shotgun, we can get rid of that one too. We have a ton of SMGs here. One of each elemental type. Quite well today. How about you? I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm going through these DLCs. They're the mercenary DLCs. We're going through these ones. I just received my new mouse. My old mouse had a broken scroll wheel, so I got a new mouse under warranty. So they just sent me my new replacement mouse. So I'm happy I was able to get that replacement mouse without having to fight with the manufacturer. So that was good. But I did buy a replacement mouse already, so I'll continue. The mouse that the one that I got to replace, I'll show you what they are actually. I ended up buying another one. That's right. You always worry about warranties, whether you're going to have to fight with the manufacturer or not. But I'll show you what I did end up getting. Now my old mouse was a Sensei 10, this guy. So this is the mouse that had a broken scroll wheel on it, this SteelSeries Sensei 10. But surprisingly, the warranty process was pretty painless. They accepted my warranty claim and they gave me a credit in their shop. So I went ahead and ordered the same mouse in their shop. So this is the only ambidextrous style mouse that SteelSeries sell, and I'm left-handed, so I like to use the ambidextrous mice because the right-handed mice are not that good. Yeah, they did a good job. The support has been good. But apparently with this particular mouse, the Sensei 10, a lot of people are complaining that the scroll wheel does wear out quickly. So that seems to be a pretty common problem. But as far as their support goes, I can't complain with their support. They were very good. They let me get a new one. So this is the one that I received on warranty. But while I was waiting for that one to come through, I got a Aorus M4. This one. So while I was waiting, that's a weird picture of it here, this one. So while I was waiting, I got this one, an Aorus M4, which is very similar size and button layout to the Sensei 10. So it's pretty much, feels pretty much the same as a Sensei 10. It's actually cheaper than a Sensei 10. So I'm using this one at the moment, and I'll probably just keep using this one until this one breaks, and then I'll swap back over to the Sensei 10 here. But so far this one's still in the box, and I'll probably just keep it in the box until this Aorus M4 breaks. Then I can swap over. But yes, I'm very happy with the support I got from SteelSeries. They didn't give me any hassles when it comes to getting a warranty. So that was good. So we can get rid of some of these class mods here. Nurse class mod, don't need that. Matriarch. So all of these we can sell. Our grenades are getting a little bit low level now, so it would be good to keep an eye out for some new grenades. And that's it. So we can sell that junk off.
Welcome to my humble shop.
So this M4 mouse has been pretty good. Can't say I'm a big fan of the Gigabyte driver software though. It's pretty they have pretty bad, bloated, unuser-friendly software. But the mouse itself, the hardware is good. Where are these items? There's one. Looks like just two. But as soon as I got the mouse set up the way I liked it, I uninstalled the RGB control software. Like, I'm not interested in RGB, so I just installed the RGB software for this Gigabyte mouse, just so I could turn off the RGB. And as soon as I turned off the RGB for the mouse, I uninstalled the RGB software. So, oh yeah, most drivers' softwares are awful. ROG drivers, disturbingly bad. It seems to be like common with pretty much all hardware manufacturers. They all have terrible software, and Gigabyte's certainly no exception there. And the SteelSeries software is not that good either. Like with their mouse driver software, they've incorporated a whole bunch of like video streaming and social aspects. And I don't want, I mean, who wants to have like a video streaming software and social media software built into their mouse drivers? I certainly don't. So even the SteelSeries drivers are pretty pretty bloated because they've put all this game streaming features in their mouse drivers, which seems pretty stupid to me. I have zero interest in using their game streaming software that they've built into their mouse drivers. So let's have a look at our loadout here. Yeah, that's even a problem with Logitech software. Oh, they did the similar thing, have they? They got the game streaming stuff in their Logitech software. Seems very weird, but seems like these hardware manufacturers, yeah. So it seems like these hardware manufacturers are really keen to get into the game streaming industry. Oh, well, I can't imagine too many people would actually use that stuff. Just seems like a waste. Seems like bloat for no real purpose. So we'll keep the root. Actually, these guys are probably susceptible to flame, so we can put on. We'll put on the Good Touch here. We'll put on the Flame Sniper as well. See how we go with these two.
Stay still. We're done. Stop.
But luckily I did find an older version of the SteelSeries software that didn't have all of that video streaming junk in it, so I have been using that instead. And it does the old version of the mouse drivers do everything I want, but they don't have that all of that dumb game streaming stuff in there. Let's use a sniper actually.
That wasn't so difficult.
Oh, this craboid went for me instead.
Quiet! Another one down!
I can't imagine like SteelSeries would have built an entire streaming platform, so I assume that their streaming software is just kind of like OBS, where you can connect it to other things. But who knows? Maybe they have set up their own little streaming service as well. Yeah. I mean, OBS is open source, so it's quite possible that the SteelSeries streaming software is really just a customized version of OBS that they've used for themselves. Wouldn't surprise me if they did something like that. So I've got some more of these Oxwain guys. Oh, this guy is strong. Let's use the SMG on this guy. Seems a lot like the Anchorman type of enemy from the Scarlet DLC. I haven't even tried to use that SteelSeries streaming software. Just seems pointless. So I can't really say how good or bad it is, but if you go by the track record of pretty much every other hardware manufacturer, it's probably going to be not very good. We'll keep pushing on to Sir Hammerlock here. I probably have to get up the top here. Let's try going up this way. But one nice thing, at least with the SteelSeries mice, is the hotkey settings and the mouse settings get saved onto the mouse hardware. So you can sort of use the SteelSeries software to set up the mouse how you want it with the whatever hotkeys and keybinds you want. And then you can completely uninstall the SteelSeries driver software. And the mouse will just still continue to act like a hardware keyboard device and send the right keyboard commands that you've already set up. So if you really hate the SteelSeries driver software, you can just set up your mouse with it and then just uninstall it completely, and still get all the settings saved onto the mouse hardware itself. Which is nice if you really hate those driver softwares.
You won't enjoy this. Stay still.
Oh, there wasn't an enemy before. I was wondering where that phase lock orb was going to. I'm going to get killed here. Make this guy friendly. This is the guy I almost killed before. And actually see a lot of people doing that. Yeah, I think that's definitely the way to go. I still have my SteelSeries software installed, but I did check whether it loaded up any processes when the operating system boots up, and it doesn't seem to load up any background processes. So I'm happy to leave it installed. But if it was doing shenanigans like loading up a bunch of background processes and just wasting my system resources, then I would have set up my SteelSeries mouse the way I wanted it, and then completely installed all the software so it didn't drain my resources unnecessarily on the computer. And so far the Gigabyte software seems to be okay in that regard as well. Like the Gigabyte RGB software will have a process running in the background if you install that, but as far as the actual Gigabyte mouse driver software, it doesn't seem to leave anything running in the background on Windows. So I'm happy to leave it installed, but I wasn't impressed that the Gigabyte RGB software had processes running in the background. And then I tried to kill the process and it blue screened the computer, which I was really concerned about, that killing the RGB process with the blue screen Windows. But thankfully, once I turned off the RGB on my mouse, I could uninstall the RGB software, and I didn't have to have that RGB process running in the background anymore.
Say, did you know that this island is said to house a former enemy of Brick Mordecai and Lilith? It's enough. Oh dear!
So at the moment I have both the SteelSeries mouse driver software
Guys?
and the Gigabyte mouse driver software installed, but they're not causing any problems, and they're not don't have any background processes running, so I'm happy to leave that stuff installed. A lot of softwares do that. Even Logitech's G Hub kind of runs in the background always. There. Yeah, it's one of the annoying thing about hardware software. I think a lot of those background processes are not really necessary. It's just bad programming on the part of the hardware manufacturers. But that's something I always look for whenever I install like hardware drivers, I always take a look at what the junk they're running in the background and whether it's actually necessary or not. Most of the time it's not necessary, so I try to remove all of that stuff as much as possible. Alright, so find Sir Hammerlock's whiskey. I'm going the wrong way for this one. Let's just have a look at the map. Okay, so pretty easy to find the first part of this quest.
There's some alcohol. Smells of cologne and mustaches.
Perfect. Alright, you gotta get that booze to a Varkid egg. First, find an injector.
So far the enemies are not too tough on this DLC. The skeletons on the Halloween DLC were much more challenging than these guys. But the savage enemies can be challenging, particularly with the witch doctors. So we probably will get some more difficult fights with the savages and the witch doctors coming up. Find some Varkids and find Sir Hammerlock. I'll just go along and pick up this ammo as we go. But it's probably still worth installing the manufacturer's drivers rather than trying to rely on Windows. Windows drivers, at least for gaming stuff, is not going to give you all the features and may not even work properly. That's another thing I have turned off is using Windows drivers or having Windows update drivers. That's generally a recipe for disaster, so I have that setting turned off on my Windows machine as well, having Windows automatically update drivers. We'll follow the map around. I was just curious to see if there's any interesting chests further along. Let's have a look here. So we do definitely have to go back the way we were going. There's another ammo box here. I think we're pretty good for ammo at this point, so we don't have to worry too much about looting every ammo box we come across. I have a pretty standard keyboard, just a pretty standard mechanical keyboard with the brown cherry keys on it, so I don't need any unusual drivers, at least for my keyboard. Also, right now I was going through Son of Crawmerax's loot pool and he has no dedicated drops, which absolutely sucks. So he's got nothing interesting, so he's got no unique drops. Yeah, that sucks that they didn't give him anything unique. Would have been nice if they gave him something.
Alright, now inject some of Hammerlock's booze into the egg. When it hatches, it'll lead you right to Hammerlock.
So inject a Varkid. Pod. So we're looking for the pods here. So I injected that one. Okay, so I can destroy the rest.
That Varkid's
Varkid Electrocutioner. Oh, that's not the one we have to follow, so we are okay so far. Let's go ahead and kill these other Varkids.
Enough.
So these guys are actually quite tanky. More tanky than the sailors on the beach. Oh, he's an incinerator, so he might have been resistant there. So here we go. Just have to follow this guy around.
Oh, I haven't seen Talon since his feathers grew in. Oh my god, he is so cute!
He's not cute, he's a badass. But yeah, be gentle. I think he likes you.
Aw, are you sure? Because he is biting pretty hard. Ow, 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 ow! Oh, he's drawing blood.
Oh crap, I'll get him off.
No, he's too cute. Ow. Oh, I love him.
Damn, girl, you weird as hell.
That was awesome!
Appears I'm being dragged through a series of
Find
tunnels
our
by
way
some
to
monstrous
continue
large
following.
beast. A rescue would be appreciated, but certainly isn't mandatory. Circle around all that.
Get rid of these pods before they spawn. Varkid Disintegrator. So we've got some different style Varkids here. Let's use the magic missiles to slag these guys. Tough to see which of these particular Varkids is charmed or not.
Enough.
So this one is the phase locked one. Okay, that's the end of those. Oh, one left. These Varkids certainly like to tunnel underground here. Also, I have a decent keyboard with pretty basic stuff, and luckily for that, I don't need any extra software. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have a, what's my keyboard? Leopold mechanical keyboard with brown MX switches, and it's just a basic keyboard. Doesn't have any particular gaming features on there, so I don't need any fancy driver software for it, which is very nice. Very nice not having to worry about that. I guess one good thing though is that if you have driver softwares, if you have the same hardware brand, then usually they all use the same driver software, so you don't have to install multiple driver softwares. Mine's a Cooler Master with MX Reds. Right, so the Reds don't have the tactile click to them. They just have the smooth motion to the keys. Yeah, the brown switches I have a little tactile click to them. Yeah, they're linear. Yeah. So the red ones are linear. The brown ones have a tactile click. I did have blue switches. I still do. I still have a blue switch keyboard, which has an even stronger tactile click than the brown, but it was very noisy. That's one disadvantage of the blues. They feel nice. The click on the blues feel nice underneath your fingers, but the clicky noise they make is very noisy. So if you're doing any sort of extended typing, just the racket that the MX Blues make can be very. I found it to be got a bit tiring and annoying after a while. It's quite. Makes quite a racket if you really get into typing with it. I had a keyboard with Acco lavenders until my father stole that keyboard. blues, yeah, extremely loud, yeah. Exactly. So I got the blues because I certainly like the idea of having that tactile click, but I wasn't prepared for how loud they actually are. I can't say I can really recommend blues to people because it's just too loud.
I love my powers. Silence.
What do we have here? White. Still got one more Varkid here. I also got a white, MX white switches, which are a slightly more rare colour switch, the MX white. They have the tactile click like a brown, but they're actually quite stiff. They're stiffer than brown, and I think they're even stiffer than blue. So if you're a heavy typist, like if you're a heavy-handed typist, then the white switches are actually quite good because they're stiff, but they still have the tactile click. Still got Varkids here, and the phase ball is locking onto. And the pod.
Enough.
Actually quite nice having the phase lock take some aggro for you with these Varkids, instead of having the Varkids swarming around me all the time. Another one next to me. Echo Leviters are amazing tactile switches. They sound good without lube as well. I haven't tried any Echo switches before. I've just been sticking to the MX switches, so I don't have any experience with Echo. That's interesting. So lavender. Yeah, that's my preferred style of switches, the ones that have the tactile bump. I never tried the MX Reds because I didn't think I would like that style. I do like having the tactile bump. Boy, so many of these Varkids around. And there is a incinerator way up here. It seems to be a pretty tanky one. Oh, I got hit by that grenade. Another incinerator spawn here. Try to stay out of this incinerator range. Oh, I guess the flame is not going to be so good for the incinerators. Getting pounded by these incinerators. Try a different weapon instead of the incinerators here. Have you considered trying Borderlands 3? I kind of forgot how OP the grog is. Yeah, very, very useful for healing the grog. I actually own Borderlands 3 and I own pre-sequel as well, so I do have the opportunity to try Borderlands 3. So I definitely will be trying Borderlands 3 at some point. I do have it in my game collection, so it's definitely a game I will be visiting at some point. So the lavenders are good tactile switches, and they sound good without lube as well. Yeah, that's one problem I had with some of the larger keys on my on some of my keyboards, that they have the larger keys have the stabilizers on the larger keys, and they were a bit squeaky and rattly. So I did end up lubing some of the stabilizers on the larger keys. Let's go ahead and change these weapons actually. Try the root here. I haven't played Borderlands 2 in months. I'm still going through Borderlands 2, going through all the characters. I haven't played all the characters in Borderlands 2, so my plan at this point is to go through all the characters and try out all the characters in Borderlands 2. You should totally try it. It's such a good game. It's now my new favourite game. Oh, that's interesting. A lot of people like Borderlands 2 better. But yeah, Borderlands 3 is definitely something I will try out. I had a quick look at it, and you can immediately see the upgrade in the graphics. Like the graphics look sharper. You can see the sharpness in the graphics. And also the controls are a little bit different as well with the vaulting and sliding mechanics. So it will definitely be interesting to try that out. I'll probably need something faster for these Varkids, like thinking might actually be pretty good. Feels a lot more dynamic. I can understand that, particularly with the vaulting and sliding mechanics. Would definitely make the movement feel more dynamic for sure. It is nifty that they added that sort of a play style.
Throwing grenade.
Good one, getting a ton of enemies here. Let's see if I can charm one of these incinerators to work for me. Okay, this guy's slagged, so at least he's taking a bit more damage.
Stay still.
Okay, that's one down. I have to keep an eye out for more pods forming.
Close it down. Stay put.
Alright, so I've charmed this badass Varkid. Hopefully he can take some of this aggro for a while.
And stay down. That was enjoyable.
This guy's slagged as well. Might be able to get this one.
Hold it right there.
I think he's doing a lot of work for these Varkids. Another adult pod here. Running out of ammo here for the shotgun. I'm going to have to swap it out for something else. So So maybe a non-elemental SMG. Although now we have flicker, the corrosive might be a better option. Let's go ahead and throw the Good Touch back on. Might be nice to use something else other than double SMGs here. I guess the assault rifle might be the best option. Oh, this is an incinerator. This disintegrator we can use the Good Touch for.
Enough. Bedtime. Another down.
That's incinerated there. I'll use a Torgue assault rifle on this guy. I've got another pod over this side. So while the Varkids are still little, they go down relatively easy. You just have to make sure they don't get a chance to hatch from the pods.
Hold it right there. Throwing grenade.
More pods forming.
Stop struggling. Stop. Enough. Hold it right there. That was interesting. Enough. Ha!
So do these guys just keep spawning? Maybe they just keep spawning. Maybe I'm wasting my time trying to kill them all. Oh, I have to inject another Varkid pod. That's why they keep spawning.
Follow that thing and it ought to lead you to Hammerlock.
Let's not keep Hammerlock waiting, all right?
Might as well have a quick run around, see if anything interesting drops here.
Stop.
Wonder if that's a good way to farm for XP, just not injecting the pods and just killing all the Varkids that spawn. I did retreat from this area up above here. I might just have a quick peek up here, see if anything interesting dropped. I might have been the other way. Interesting to try Borderlands 3's or Borderlands 3's version of the OP mechanic. Because as far as I understand it, it's a little bit they've done it differently.
Stop struggling.
This guy's clipping in the ground. This is my first Borderlands game, this Borderlands 2, so most of the lore that I know about Borderlands comes from Borderlands 2. So at least if I go to Borderlands 3, I'll be up to date with whatever lore's from Borderlands 2 that's carried over to Borderlands 3. Certainly didn't have that experience playing Borderlands 2 with whatever lore came from Borderlands 1. So there is something to be said for playing these games in the chronological order, so you get a better appreciation of the characters and the story. White launcher there. Check the map and we seem to be heading in the right direction now. Have to keep an eye on the mission objectives. I wasted some time there killing a bunch more Varkids than I needed to. Wasted some time and ammo. Although we seem to be doing okay for ammo, considering how many SMG rounds we pumped into all of those Varkids. Don't really need to slag the little guys. They go down fast enough, you don't really need to slag them. And just shoot them. Oh, here we are. We're back to the Bloodhound Varkid. So the Bloodhound Varkid's gone all the way down here. I'll just check if there's any loot chests up this way. Certainly these ammo boxes will be useful. Now we've got these graboids. Flame weapons seem to work well for these guys.
Looks like it crawled into that tunnel thing. See if you can find a way to follow him.
That's definitely a transit tunnel, but it's powered down. Maybe check out the water wheel they got. If you get that running, it'll turn on the power.
Hey, guys, where's Mordecai's scale? I can't find...
I threw him out.
What? You quit drinking.
Yeah, can't raise talent while I'm half in the bag, you know?
Aw, that is so cute. You put the needs of little talent before your... Ow! He's biting me
We
again.
probably have a pretty full inventory here. Might be worth selling some stuff, yeah.
Talent,
Let's go ahead and sell what we've picked up. So as far as mechanical keyboards go, I've tried MX blue, brown and white. So they're the only three I've tried. And I do like the tactile switch ones better. Loved bouncing Betty. Shock Nova Shield. Can turn into quite an expensive hobby, collecting and trying out different mechanical keyboards. They're quite pricey and there's a lot of different switch types to try. I think some, what is this, a Grenadier? Can't use that one anyway. There are some manufacturers that will send you a little sample pack of different switches so you can at least get a little feel for them. You can't really type with them because you only get one switch each, but you can get a little bit of a feel for how they operate, which saves you having to buy a ton of different keyboards to try to experiment and find which ones you like. But I'm pretty happy with brown. Of the ones that I tried, I think brown's probably my favourite. So I'll stick with brown MX brown switches. But then again, I haven't tried any other manufacturers like Acco. Haven't tried that manufacturer, switch manufacturer. So who knows, maybe that's even better. And you also have buckling spring switches as well, which are apparently more similar to blue than any other MX type. And I think they tend to be quite loud as well, the buckling spring style switches. Like the IBM, I think it's IBM Model M. Those are the famous buckling spring keyboards. I haven't tried those either, but apparently they're similar to a blue switch, or as far as comparing them to MX switches. So one day I'd like to try an IBM Model M keyboard, see what a buckling switch keyboard's like to use. A buckling spring switch. That's what they're called, buckling spring switch.
Started talking smack after I tried to cuddle with one.
And they do manufacture a current day version of the buckling spring Model M keyboard. I don't know if it's quite the same as the old school Model M keyboards, but the new Model M's I think are pretty close, and they still have those buckling spring switches in there. If you're a fan of that sort of switch.
Calm down.
But again, they're loud, so if you don't like a loud switch, then a buckling spring switch is probably not for you, because they are also a loud type of switch. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. So these guys are kind of like the I guess the Anchormen enemies from the other. And the Scarlet DLC, the ones that can pull you across the map. There's an enemy off to the side here. This guy tried to pull me.
Enough.
It plays like this first mate, so turn in friendly.
Back here and I'll let you into the crazy water wheel.
Power up the water wheel. We have the Rhythmic Root. We're starting to run a bit low on the SMG ammo, so let's just swap in the flame sniper as well, get some use out of that. Might as well get some use out of our sniper ammo. We have to power up this water wheel. I guess it's up this way.
The water wheel's open. Now get out of here, hon. Don't never come back.
think I might have made that same mistake last time with the Varkids. Just keep trying to kill them all instead of getting a sample. Switches up here. Next we have to go over this side. We haven't encountered any loot chests apart from that one that's right outside the spawn point.
Just head through there and you should be able to reach your booze-sniffing Varkid on the other island.
Shock spike shield in the med shop. Bunch of green shields. I don't think I need to go through all of those. Ammo shop has a lobbed singularity, 0 fuse time. That's interesting. How does that compare to our... We have a longbow singularity here. Has a better blast radius. And that's also 0 fuse time. So I think that one's still better. I'll keep the one with the 0 fuse time and the larger blast radius. And it's a slag one as well. And longbow. So we're following the Varkid again. You can actually get up there. I think you might have to do that for a different mission. Jumping up there. A bit of a jumping puzzle to get up there. I wonder if there's a loot chest up there or whether that's just a mission you have to do. I think it might just be a mission location, so we'll leave that for now. This craboid.
Always eventually do an episode where they just go to the beach and hang out. This is like our beach party episode, isn't it? Isn't that cool?
No, it is not.
Pretty weak, those craboids. Varkid is still moving, apparently. Okay, so now we have to go down here. Good that I got a chance to sell off all of the junk we were carrying around in our inventory.
Ooh, pretty.
Before we do this next bit, I might just take a quick break and I'll be right back. back to Borderlands 2.
You know,
Quick update.
See if I can get some
I've been
use
tied
out
up
of
by
this
the
flame
villages of the
sniper here.
Isles. You won't believe it, but I'm to be sacrificed to the Son of Crawmerax.
Oh, this is a bloodhound Varkid.
Sorry, son of who?
We don't want to shoot at this guy, at least not yet.
He was a big-ass crab worm we fought after ganking General Knox.
Man, we killed him so many times. The memories.
Guess we have to go the long way around. Oh, we've got a big guy here. Giant craboid. He ran off. Ran off again. I guess he's aggroed on. He was aggroing on the enemies around the corner, which is why he ran off that time. That giant craboid didn't drop anything. There's one enemy right next to me, little craboid. That's the only thing that's dropped was that little health syringe. Oh, that's there. Keep trying to shoot this bloodhound Varkid. He's our little buddy so far. Don't want to shoot him.
If you wouldn't mind hurrying, Vault Hunter, I believe these savages are attempting to summon the Son of Crawmerax as I speak.
Hey, man, don't call me a savage.
Oh, you speak English? I thought...
I graduated from Eden 4 Megaversity with honors. Check your privilege, dick.
I was about to shoot the bloodhound Varkid again before I realised that no, don't want to shoot him. How are we doing for ammo here? Not too bad actually.
Looks like the dosage might have still been too high. I don't know. Honestly, just making this part up as I go. Alright, Varkid should be somewhere on this island. Just find it and it'll lead you to whatever the hell took Hammerlock.
Can't get any closer to these eggs. Bit of a sloppy map design there. No reason to block the player from getting any closer. Might as well get some use out of this sniper ammo. Nope, he's coming back. Almost got killed there at the end. Good Touch also heals, which is nice. You can get some healing done with it also. You don't have to switch over to the grog nozzle if you have the Good Touch blazing away there. You can just keep it going. There's a big area to drop down there, but I think we have to go around the upper area here first. Oh, thought that was an egg for a second. It looked like an egg from this angle, but it was a mushroom head. Looks like my cat wants to get out of the room, so I'll just take a quick break and let my cat out. There we go. Cat's out. Might as well get this ammo before we continue. Oh, got a ton of enemies now. Now we started to find the savages. So the savages and the Varkids look like they'll fight each other, which is nice. At least with this badass savage charmed, he can turn his back on me so I can get him from behind while he has that shield. Savage with a gun, I think that is.
This will work.
Witch Doctor. I was wondering why those savage warriors kept healing. This Witch Doctor doing it. Let's use a sniper here.
Hold it right there.
Still one more enemy around. Savage Trigger Man. It was good to get rid of the Witch Doctor first, though. I am curious to see what's up here, though. I'm hoping there's going to be a loot chest around here. Looks like a good spot for a loot chest. Oh, this is a completely different area. I think this is a mission area. I don't think this is just a little loot chest here. Can't interact with that platform. I'm sure we'll be coming back here for some mission. These crates are conveniently arranged so we can jump up here. I don't think there's any reason to, though. We'll leave that and continue heading towards the mission objective, which is this way. Ton of enemies coming through here. Witch Doctor at the back, healing these guys. Where is this Witch Doctor? Maybe those guys, those warriors, have the ability to level up themselves. Because I didn't see a Witch Doctor there in the end. I thought there was some Witch Doctor healing and leveling up these guys. Have a little peek at the back here, see if there's anything hidden in the corner. Sometimes there is. Craboid. Solitary. Oh, we have a bunch of enemies here actually. Oh, there's our witch doctor.
Hold it. Silence. Pretty cool. Stay still.
Dealing with those savage warriors is much easier when you can charm them and get them to turn around. Flame sniper is pretty useful for the witch doctors too, which seem to be very tanky actually. Would not be much fun with a weaker weapon. What do we have here? Maliwan corrosive sniper green, level 67, Jericho.
Ooh, that looks like a big one. Inject that egg with Hammerlock scent, and the Varkid should lead you right to our mustachioed friend. Awesome. Just follow him to Hammerlock.
Bizarrely, the Son of Crawmerax hasn't harmed
Badass bloodhound Varkid. Have a look up here if there's any loot
Well, the
chests.
resort owners just quarantined the island, so he'll have to settle for dying at the hands of a totally new group of vault hunters.
I might just explore this little area here just to see what ammo and loot is around this way. I didn't venture all the way to the back. Oh, he wants to come this way anyway. I'll see what's up here. We have some ammo boxes.
Positioning wore off. Kill the Varkid. It's no good as a bloodhound anymore.
Oops.
Hey, guys.
Varkid's aggroed on me.
Crawmerax's lair.
Oh man, the ledge.
Yeah, we could shoot him from there, but he couldn't hit us. So good. So good.
Sober bloodhound Varkid. Throwing grenade. I thought I would have enough time to actually check all this stuff before the Varkid aggroed on me and came over, but he came straight over. See what's behind here. So then we drop this bridge. This is might just, yeah, it looks like this is just a shortcut back. I don't think this is anything special. I'll have a quick look on the other side, but I don't think it's anything special, just a shortcut. Have to keep an eye out for those witch doctors. They can be a real hassle.
It's a fine day, full of
Lobbed transfusion in this ammo shop. Lobbed homing move. Lobbed singularity. How are we doing for grenades? Not that I'm using a lot of different grenades at the moment. We have a level 59 fire bee. We can probably retire that one. A level 65, 59 slag singularity. I'll keep hold of that one. 56 longbow Tesla. So we've got some grenades that have a specific purpose. I'll hold on to those even if their level's not great. And a ton of ammo boxes on this side. Looks like death to fall in the water there, because it's not there's nothing in the water that appears on the map. So I don't want to risk trying to drop off there. It's probably just, you'll just die if you fall in that water. Even if the bridge doesn't have a railing on that side.
Hi-ho! Seems I'm to be sacrificed to this beast.
Could you look down below for some sort of crank, perhaps? Something to lower me to the ground?
Summon Son of Crawmerax. So I guess we just drop down here. There we go. Couldn't interact with it for a second there. Oh, this guy.
Oh, how gorgeous! Look upon the majesty of the Son of Crawmerax!
Perhaps you should deal with this beast.
Check our loadout here. Maybe a flame loadout would be useful. We'll keep it like this, see how we go.
Before you tend to me.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be shielded, so... Doesn't stay slagged for very long. Not sure if it's worth even slagging this guy. I guess we go for those little glowy bits. Those purple glowy bits on these shoulders there. Let's face like some of these crabs. Maybe that'll be more useful. Where is he? Here he is. Oh, it's just a giant craboid. It's not the big boy. We can phase like him and turn him around. Maybe I have to kill him before the other guy will appear. Yeah, the big guys come back again. He's like him, maybe that'll give me a little breather. Let's go ahead and spend this skill point. So we've got all the way down here to Thought Lock on this side. So inertia is a kill skill, causes your shields to quickly regenerate, increases your reload speed. So I've gotten to the bottom of this skill tree, the left and the right one. We still have the middle one. I don't know if there's anything worth getting here. You can instantly revive a friend in fight for your life. Doesn't seem that useful. On this side, Blight Phoenix. Killing an enemy causes you to deal constant incendiary corrosive damage to nearby enemies. So they have to be nearby for you for that to be useful. Immolate. Probably something on this side would be the most useful. fleet, so it's just straight movement speed. Maybe just go for this one. That seems reasonable. Kinetic reflection. Deflect enemy bullets. Helios immolate. No. Backdraft. No. Maybe I'll just put it here for now. I can always respec later.
Stay still.
Try not to fall off here. Watch out, these Varkids don't create pods and bigger ones. Now, is it worth killing the big ones?
Stop struggling.
Or will they just keep respawning? Quite possible the giant craboids will just keep respawning.
Explosives!
So we'll try to go for these little purple bits. Thought I had just got there. Now, I need to phase lock one of these guys. Hopefully he can take some of this aggro for me.
Another one down!
Oh, little craboid was enough to take me down. Now, I guess you have to take out some of these guys. Oh no, the big guy will spawn. Get that phase lock going. Oh, I'm going to get knocked off here. That's the first time I got knocked off. I thought I was going to potentially get knocked off earlier. I was just at that right angle to get knocked off there. Get our ammo up here. I think we just drop down this way. Couple ammo boxes, but we don't need ammo right now.
Perhaps you should deal with this beastie before you tend to me.
Hold it!
Try not to get too close to the edge so I don't fall off like last time. Oh, it came back up. Wasn't sure if it was going to.
Wrong move. Stop struggling.
Oh, there was a giant craboid on the other side. Just looking for one. So I guess we just wait around for him to come back.
This will
Where's one of the little guys?
Now where was I?
It doesn't seem to be resistant to fire, at least.
Enough. Silence.
The little craboids can still knock your aim off, which can be annoying.
Stop. Stop. Stop struggling.
He's locked just that little Varkid there.
Throwing grenade. Gotcha.
Maybe I'll go for this Varkid if I can. Tried to get this craboid here.
Wasn't my time. And now you will fall.
So the crabs and the Varkids will at least fight, so that's something. Not sure if it's worth slagging these guys. We might as well use a different grenade while we can. We've got a level 59 fire bee. Or a 65, level 65 corrosive grenade. Because that's pretty low level now, 59. Try it though.
Grenade out! Explosives!
See if we can do some damage.
Here you go!
And now with the grenades depleted, we can just swap back to the magic missile.
Gotcha! Stay put!
Those grenades seem to be useful. Took his health down substantially there.
Quiet!
If we can get the big guy to fight those Varkids like that, makes things a little bit easier. Keep him distracted. So we're finished with the ammo for the sniper. Root might be useful. So the Varkid's ventured over to my side. Not sure what he's aggroed on. Son of Crawmerax. Might be aggroed on me now. Wonder if running back here is a good idea.
Made me angry! Who's next? Enough.
to keep those phase locks going, I think. So it looks like the big boss is aggroed on the Varkids again. And if I can keep the giant crabs here aggroed on each other, the phase lock. Alright, we've got our grenades back to 9. Let's try putting the fire bee back on. This will be too close for the fire bee. I'll end up just hurting myself here. So that's the grenades used. We'll swap back to the magic missile for now. Seems to be worth using the fire bee. Use up the grenades while I have them. Whittling him down slowly. Oh, face locked onto the big guy. I wanted to get the smaller giant crab behind. Then one of these guys. I'm gonna get pushed off here.
The Hyperion Corporation says you're welcome.
This might be a good spot to end the stream for now. We can continue the fight with Son of Crawmerax next time. And we'll keep using those fire bee grenades. They seem to be doing a good job. So we'll leave it there for now. And we'll continue with that battle next time. So thank you for hanging out. And next time we'll continue with this DLC. See you then.